Good morning, world. Wake on up. It's Tuesday. That means it's Tip Tuesday. Yes. Welcome back to another Tip Tuesday by Performance Designs. My name is Beau. I am here at our parachute maintenance department, ready to feed you some more knowledge and information. Last week, we got a question regarding drying parachutes if they've gotten wet, especially if it's a canopy that's gone in salt water. So let's address that quickly and see how it goes. If your parachute lands in salt water, main or reserve, you need to rinse it off. You need to get it out of the salt water and get fresh water on it to rinse all that salt. That salt can crystallize in there and obviously cause damage then to the fabric, the tapes, the lines, any of that. So main or reserve, if you land in salt water, rinse your parachute off with fresh water. Same goes if you land in a pool. If you land in a pool, maybe it was a sweet demo, but you need to clean that chlorine and other chemicals off of there because that can also damage the canopy fabric over time. So main or reserve, if you land in a pool or salt water, rinse that canopy off with fresh, clean water, okay? Next, let's go into fresh water. If you land in a lake or something that's nice fresh water, it doesn't really need to be washed, but it does need to be dried, obviously. So if you are needing to dry your parachute, a couple of things to keep in mind. First off, you need to make sure that it's dried symmetrically. If it's dried with with water hanging in the nose and there's more water on one side than the other side, or if it's hanging more one way than the other way while it's drying, that can warp the fabric, which can obviously cause issues in the way the parachute flies, as well as if the lines are wet and you're drying them and they dry in kind of a bunched up ball or something, the lines can actually take a set in that position and never really go back to the original true shape. So if you have a wet canopy because you either just rinsed it with fresh water or you landed in fresh water and you need to dry it out, make sure that it's hung, dried, out of the sun if you're going to hang it like this, and just let it dry symmetrically. Fun little tip though, if you want, if it's a main parachute, go take it for a high pull. Subterminal deployments are recommended if you're jumping with a wet canopy. But take it for a high pull and let that thing fly, because that's going to put it in the shape that it wants, right? The wing will be in the shape that it needs to be. The lines will be evenly tensioned with you under it, and a couple minutes in the air, that thing should be dried out pretty nicely. After that, washing your parachute. Washing the canopy with a soap it's not really necessary in most cases. Let's say you land in salt water, you don't have to wash the parachute with soap, but you obviously have to rinse it with fresh water. So if your canopy is really dirty, if you just came back from somewhere and you have a lot of dust on it, or if your canopy was you had a cutaway and it was in a swamp overnight and you're trying to get some mud off of it, or you drug it back in from the cornfields and it's nasty, you can wash it with lukewarm water using Woolite, a really soft, gentle soap. While you're doing that, just do it in a tub of some sorts or a kiddie pool, something like that, and make sure that you're not agitating the fabric as you're washing it. Really just kind of set it in there and shake it around. Don't rub the fabric together, don't do anything like that, because wet fabric, especially when it's being agitated, can lose its porosity, can lose its shape, lose its weave in the fabric. So you want to make sure that you're careful with that if you do have to wash it. And then obviously once it's washed, go ahead and dry it out. Be sure that you rinse it with fresh water to get all the soap off nice and clean. It should be good to go. That should be it. If you have any other questions regarding this, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, if you have any suggestions for future Tip Tuesdays, please let us know. We're always looking for new things. Another thing, we got some dope hats. Check them out in our gear store. Love this one. It's my new favorite. Gonna wear it everywhere. And last little shout out. Hi, Mom. All right, have a good day, everyone. Go jump, go have fun. Avoid the water. Peace.